Hello, good evening, happy Sunday evening, everyone. It's 6 o'clock, and hopefully, you're going to be joining me on here. I know that a lot of you had sent me some direct private messages saying that you were wanting me to do a live, and I hadn't been on here for a while talking about some really cool, fun things. So, I'm going to just give it a minute, let you all get on here. Let me know where you're coming in from. I love to see it. I love that we have a community all over the world. Inga May, hi. So I'm really excited about tonight. I've had so many questions regarding health, cancer, chemo, radiation, Dr. Helu, live blood analysis, who it's for, all protocols, what you can do, what's the best way to North Carolina, New Mexico. I love you too. Hey, North Carolina. So I'm really excited to be on here because we have been building such an incredible community of, I don't want to just say followers, but just a community that's banding together who is tired of being sick and tired and are ready for answers and solutions for lasting transformation in their health and life. And so it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun. It's hard to say that this is a job because it's really not. It's my mission. It's my passion to help others to have optimal life and health. And it is a gift that has been given to me by God. It's a gift that's been given to us all by God. And for somebody who has overcome a lot of adversity in life, meaning myself, I am very thankful that I'm here to be with you. So where are you all coming from? I'm just going to give it another minute to let you all get on here. This is fun. This is exciting. All right. I don't know where but I'm just glad that you're on here. So I'm going to be talking a lot about a lot of things. So I hope you actually you might want a pen and paper to take some notes, or for those of you that take notes on your phone or your iPad, you might want to get those out. I'm going to be talking fast so I can get everything covered. But you can always email me, and so I'm going to give you that first. You can always email me and my team at info@andreathompson.org. You can always go to our website at andreathompson.org. And then I really hope that you will share this message. It'll be up for 24 hours. For those of you that are wanting answers in your health, whether you're dealing with something chronic, acute, whether you know somebody that is a loved one that needs to really hear the truth and get educated about disease, about cancer. So here we go. What I wanted to do is, what really spurred me to do this was my post that came out a couple days ago regarding chemo and radiation, and talking about alternative methods, because that's one thing that's really, alternative methods have actually been around since God created people in the world. But here in the United States, we're coming on board a whole lot more, and we're making a lot of progress, because a lot of alternative natural solutions that to me are actually the original design of what God had in mind, not the traditional medical model of pharmaceutical drugs and things like that are synthetic, that our bodies don't recognize. But and I'm not talking about that God did not have intentions for medical staff, doctors, nurses. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about how we implement his plan for healing in our bodies is very, very important. And so my goal here is, for one, I love to tell people, and I need to tell people, that I am not a doctor. I do not treat. I do not diagnose. I am a health coach, a health advocate. I'm your cheerleader. I'm your best friend. I'm a guide. I'm a mentor. I'm a truth teller. I am somebody who has overcome cancer, who was given a year to live back in 2012. I had cervical cancer, and in 90 days, I overcame overcame it, not by my means, but by God's means and the specific plan that he had for me. And now I go around, literally around the world, whether that's through coaching, by plane, by Skype, by Zoom, by phone. That is what I'm doing, and bringing all of those things and coming into your corner. And it's not just those that have cancer or terminal illnesses or chronic disease, but also for those that want to be preventative, because I'd rather be preventative all day long than have to coach somebody through a terminal disease that only has a few weeks or months to live. So ultimately our goal is prevention and giving you solutions and answers and how to go about that, instead of trying everything in the world, meaning all kinds of diets, supplements, this, that, or the other, when we can just, time is precious. Money is not always readily available. It is for some people, it isn't for others. So I'm here to really give you a lot of great information where you can basically now hone in on true health and how to get to the answers and solutions that you need. Not what your husband, your wife, your friend, your neighbor, your daughter, your son, your aunt, your uncle need, but what you need, because you are unique individual, and we all have different biochemical things going on in us, and we all need specific substances, but we all need some different things in order for us to get back into balance, homeostasis, health. And so a lot of people ask me, do I help with weight loss? Well, yes, but I actually work with weight and its loss, because there is so much. So my team and I, coaches, we work with those that feel that they tend to overeat, binge eat, have bad relationships with food, are wanting to lose weight, are wanting to have a healthier relationship with food, understanding nutrition better, things like that. So it really all goes together, because we are a spirit, we live in a body, and we have a soul. And when any of those are out of whack, then that begins a process down at a cellular level. And that's what I'm about. I am not about guessing. I am about testing everything, but the right testing, not the testing, the standard testing, the within normal limits testing, but optimal testing, and getting to the root causes of why things are happening in our body and how do we overcome that. Because I truly believe that God has given us great wisdom and revelation, and there is a turning of the tides, and it is about his way. And so instead of, I don't like to refer to things as the World Health Organization anymore. I don't know that I really ever did once I really understood, but I think it's Heaven's Health Organization. And because there is such great wisdom and understanding, he created our bodies to heal. He created our bodies to renew, to repair, to rejuvenate, to metabolize properly. And he gave us proper nutrition and foods and supplements and elements and vitamins and minerals and specific things that are essential to our everyday life and living. So I don't know about you, but if you are wanting optimal health in health and life, then you are in the right place tonight. So anyway, here we go. The first thing all right, so people want to know, what did I do on my journey? They want to know my protocol. They want to know how I overcame cancer, how I've able to keep a body and environment cancer-free now. So I was diagnosed August 1st, 2012 at 8:30 in the morning in the Phoenix airport. Yeah, you don't forget those things. And we are now into July, and we're coming up on August 1st, and it'll be 7 years that there is no cancer in my body. And how do I do that? Well, I create an environment that's not conducive for cancer to live. I once had an environment that was conducive for cancer to live, which it did, and they gave me a year to live, and it's now been almost 7 years, and I think 7 is a very special year, special number. So I'm really excited about my upcoming next birthday. I have my real birthday, as far as turning a new number, is July 29th, but I really feel like I had a rebirth August 1st, 2012, and 90 days later, there was no cancer. So, and when people say, what do you mean you had a rebirth? August 1st, 2012, you were diagnosed with cancer. Well, what I mean by that is God downloaded a plan that changed my life. And not only has it changed my life, it's changed my family's life. And it's been changing lives, thousands of lives, literally, that I have been honored to be a part of some way, somehow, to help them overcome and be victorious in their health. So it's exciting. So with all of that said, I have a very specific plan and protocol that I went through that I love to share with people. Does that mean that that plan and protocol is exactly what I did for you? No, not necessarily. Not at all, because like I said before, you and I are both unique individuals. Are some of the things the same? Is the general overall picture the same? Well, yeah, but things that I personally need might be different, are different than what you personally need and what you're going through in life. So just as much as we work on the physical, we work on the emotional, we work on the spiritual, and it is a great recipe for success. So with all that said, I wrote a brand new book right here, How I Beat Cancer, and it's my journey of overcoming the deadly disease in 90 days. So given a year to live, overcame it in 90 days. I truly believe I overcame it the day that I said, God, that I trust you. And I was scared to death, literally scared to death, because when you are diagnosed and somebody tells you that you have cancer, for me personally, the first two things that came to my mind was one, that I was going to die. And two was the thought of losing my hair. And I always tell people that I think the thought of losing my hair actually came first. Anyway, okay, so How I Beat Cancer. Here's the deal. This has not actually released to the general public yet, but it is exclusive right now on TBN. And in the month of August, TBN will be highlighting the book, How I Beat Cancer. They have already done it in May a couple times. You can still get this book on TBN right now at tbn.org. After August, this is going to be available wherever books are sold. So if you are wanting, by the time we're done with this broadcast, if this is something you want to get right now and you don't want to wait until after August, then you can go to tbn.org and get this book. So How I Beat Cancer, Overcoming in 90 Days. This has everything in it. This has the 5 key areas that I talk about, that I've learned. I detail everything specifically. So here are the 5 keys that I just want to let you know that you're going to read about in here. This is going to be revolutionary, life-changing, that you're not going to hear from your oncologist, you're not going to hear from your traditional medical doctor, and a lot of even naturopaths. Not that I mean, there's nothing wrong with all of this. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just that they don't know. So that's why I'm writing this book and giving you this information, so that you know, and that you can pass this on to your loved ones. You can use this for yourself. It's very informative. It's a quick read, but it's packed full of information. So number 1, the first step that I talk about is renewing your mind. It is the number one thing. Number one. I can give you all the tools and resources in the world, but if your mindset is not the mindset of a champion, if your mindset is dead set on, I'm a failure, I've tried to do this before, I'm destined to die from cancer, I'm destined to be overweight, I'm just a fat person, I'm just an ugly person, I have no purpose in their life, it doesn't matter. You can have all the good nutrition that you want to put in your body, and you will sabotage yourself with stinking thinking. So renewing your mind and making sure your mindset is right. And it is a daily moment, sometimes moment by moment, especially when you are facing a chronic illness, a terminal illness, just a very scary report. Or maybe you are someone who is you're a chronic dieter and you've done it for years and you've gained and lost. Hey, I used to be 100 pounds overweight. I understand. I get it. I have been through it all. And so if our mindset isn't right, it's going to be really hard to create lasting transformation. So I'll just give you a little, so within all this, we have programs, we have one-on-one personal coaching that you can check out. You can set up a consultation with me, consultation with my coaches. They've all been, they're trained, mentored by me. They're amazing. So don't think that you just have to have me, because they are awesome. So renewing your mind is so important. And what I wanted to tell you is, you know how they say that it takes 21 days to create a habit? Yes, that's true. But it actually takes 63 days to take a short-term memory into a long-term memory to create lasting transformation. So when you, just as when I have begun a diet on Monday morning and by Monday night I'm off it already, okay, that's only one day. We need 63. But what's so great about our programs and our protocols is that it's designed for you, and it's designed for you to succeed. I never want you to go through something or set yourself up for failure. I want you to be set up for success. So everything that we do through testing, everything we do through specific protocols that we are in partnership with our doctors, who I'm going to talk about in Dr. Helu's test, we are able to see everything that is going on inside of you, and to know how to put a protocol and plan that's specific for you. I mean, what if you're on keto right now and keto's not for you? What if you're a paleo? What if you're a vegetarian? What if you need to actually eat some meat, but maybe you have a mental block saying, oh, I can't eat meat because of, it's just not in, I can't do it for whatever reason. So, but what if your body needs it? I'm not saying that's you, but what I'm saying is depending on, we design things that are biochemically designed for you. We are all about the cellular level, because your blood does not lie, and it tells the whole story about you. So the next one is to realign your nervous system. That's the 7 key that I talk about in my book, How I Beat Cancer. And it's so important. Our nervous system plays one of the biggest parts in healing. It is unbelievable, from our spine being aligned to all the cranial and spinal nerves that run through every organ system in our body that brings healing, flowing blood flow. And if you even have the slightest blockage in any of those nerves, like I did, I talk about it in my book, Cervical Cancer, which one of those nerves were blocked and why healing wasn't going in. So instead of having to take deadly drugs with side effects, I was able to align my spine and allow healing to flow into my body, into those areas that needed it. Not only that, we live in a society, our nation lives in a society of absolute stress. And that is one thing that I really stress, is the stress. And so we're either in a fight or flight state all the time, and what we're trying to do is to be in a more relaxed state, a parasympathetic state. You have a sympathetic nervous system, a parasympathetic nervous system, and we're living too much in this fight or flight, and we're having adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue, illnesses, cancers, autoimmune disease, neurological diseases, and we are operating in a place where our body was not designed to heal. Our bodies were never designed to heal in a stress-induced response state. And so we give practical tools and resources of how to switch very quickly into a parasympathetic dominant relaxation state. That's where we metabolize food. So for those of you that are, you say, I'm not losing weight, or I'm not, you find out, you get your report and you are deficient in vitamins, specific minerals, you're not metabolizing fats properly. Well, there's a reason for that. And so just as much as the quality of food, which I'm going to get into next, which is revitalizing your eating, is so important. The quality of food we eat, and what we bring to the table, who's eating that quality of food, matters greatly. So we take you on a journey through that, because and going back to the renewing of the mind, there's a lot of you out there that are saying, I'm a binge eater, I'm an overeater. No, you're not. That's not who you are. That's not your identity, and you're labeling yourself as that. No, maybe you binge eat or you overeat, but you're not an overeater and you're not a binge eater, nor are you a cancer, nor are you an Alzheimer's, nor are you, Hashimoto's. No, it's symptoms that you have because an environment has been created. did. So we want to retrain and revamp. We want to shift the paradigm of really teaching you who you are and what you're able to overcome and what your body is able to overcome, and getting yourself back into yourself, because so many of us live outside of us, or we live too much in our heads, and we need to get back into the body that's actually working hard, like every second, keeping you alive. So it's phenomenal what we do. So renewing the mind, realigning the nervous system, revitalizing your nutrition. And then the next thing is we want to restore your energy. All right. So specific to cancer and disease, cancer cannot survive in an oxygenated environment. We need rich oxygen coming into the body. We need to be moving. We were not meant to be sedentary. My degree is in physical therapy, and our bodies need to move. They need to flow. They need blood. They need oxygen. They need life. That is the main fueler of our cells, is oxygen. So we teach you, what does that look like? What does that look like specifically for you? We don't want you doing something that you don't like to do. We want you to do things that you love, that you can do, so that you can succeed. So just because somebody else is doing it, or just because you were able to do it 20 years down the line, or previously, doesn't mean you can necessarily do that now. And then revitalizing your eating. We need to get to that, because your nutrition plays a huge portion of it. Are you eating whole foods? Are you eating organic foods? The more organic foods that you're eating, the less, the more nutrition or more nutrients, proteins, fats, carbohydrates, your macronutrients, your micronutrients that you need are in there. Those are the foods, lean, healthy meats that are grass-fed, that are organic, that are not injected with hormones and pesticides and herbicides, fruits and vegetables that God created. That is what our body actually recognizes. It will recognize things that God didn't create, but it recognizes it as an enemy. And going back, and when anything foreign is coming into the body, you automatically go into a stress-induced response state, into that sympathetic fight or flight pattern, because your body then has to be on alert. It has to go into battle. It has to fight for you. And so our goal is to really teach you that nutrition and food is actually very healthy. We want you to have an amazing relationship with food. It is meant to be pleasurable. It's meant to be enjoyable. It's meant to be nurturing. It's meant to bring people into community and to talk and to bring love. And our food industry has done the biggest disservice of leaving out the most important vitamin in our food, and that is vitamin L. That is love, vitamin love. And we need more love back into our food and going into our body. And so we're about teaching people about food and how to cook and how to get back and bring the family back. There's so much to it. I mean, I know your heads are exploding, right? Because now you're going, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense, but I didn't realize it. And then if I go to one of these weight loss clinics, they're not actually teaching me this stuff. And so it's really important that if you want to succeed, it needs to be right for you and your type. And what kind of foods? We want to know, do you have sensitivities and tolerances to food? Don't you want to know that? I mean, how do you know a lot of times you're just like, oh my gosh, I ate this, or that, and I actually feel really crappy after I eat it. Well, maybe you have a food sensitivity or intolerance to that. So it's actually not, it's like your actual body is having an inflammatory response, a stress response to specific things. Maybe you have an intolerance or sensitivity to specific elements like cobalt and nickel. Well, those are found in some foods, some really good healthy foods, but maybe they're not right for you. Maybe they're not right for you right now. And so we take a look at all of that, and we see that, and then we can develop a plan, an eating plan that's right for you. When I was going through cancer, if you're going through cancer or disease, you want to make sure that you're not putting in the foods into your body that are actually feeding the disease and feeding the environment. So The last thing is removing your toxicity. If you are on this planet, you are exposed to toxicity, whether that's physical toxicity from foods, the things you're putting in your body, the environment, what you're breathing in, the air, what we're putting on our skin, what we're inhaling, so many emotional toxicity. So just as much as we have a biological metabolism, your metabolism is what digests, processes, and assimilates your food. We also have an emotional metabolism, which we need to process, assimilate, digest thoughts. And if we're not doing that properly and we're just stuffing it in there, then our cells, the 75 trillion cells in our body, become toxic. They become overloaded. The body can only handle so much. So, it's a wonderful thing to be in the overflow of the Holy Spirit, but it's another thing to be in the overflow of toxicity. And so when our bodies are in that, we need to remove that. And listen, it's not a one size fits all. So a lot of you out there your mind is right. Your heart's right. You want to detox, you want to cleanse, you want to get healthier. And those are awesome. But sometimes, a lot of times people don't know how to properly detox and cleanse. They just look at, so-and-so's doing this. This is the latest thing that I'm seeing on the internet. And really, that's probably not the right thing for you. Are your elimination channels all open? Do you know what your elimination channels are? A lot of people don't. So we work in educating you and teaching you. And then when we can see what's going on at a cellular level, we can properly work on cleansing and detoxing. Here's the thing. It's not all the same. And until we can get down to the cellular level, the root causes of what is going on in your body, you're going to continue to go through these cycles. You might feel better for a little bit, but then you're going to always go back, and it'll reoccur, whether we're reverting back to old habits and ways and traditions, or it's like we hit a plateau and we don't get any further. So I look at it as like a well. You can look down a well and that it goes really far, and you can see so far, and then it becomes really black. It's kind of like at a cellular level. And traditional doctors will look on blood tests, and then I'm going to kind of get into Dr. Helu's test here now, and why his test is superior to your regular complete blood panel and other tests. So there comes a point where you can only see so far down a well, and it's kind of like at the same as a cellular level. You can only see so far, but it goes further. And we can put some protocols, I'm talking about the others and what they're doing, because they don't have the resources and tools and insights that we do with specific doctors that we're in partnership with. And so they can't get down to the cellular level because they can't see that far. And so this is where Dr. Helu comes in. All right. Now, Dr. Helu is my main doctor. He is in Spain. And what I love so much about Europe is that alternative treatments are legal there. And unfortunately, as of now, but I am declaring in Jesus' name that we are going to get these modalities and treatments legal here, so people will have the opportunity to choose the right to choose the path of health that you want. And so, but for now, this is where we're at. And so I have partnered with Dr. Helu and his staff in Spain. He has been my doctor now for almost 7 years, and it's been phenomenal. And we work very, very well. My team and him work very well together. We have become a well-oiled machine to help you, because all of our mission and our hearts are the same, is to help you and to advocate for you and to give you everything you need so that you can make decisions based on truth and education and not fear. Because until God changes my mind, cancer is the most fear-based disease on the planet, and people are making decisions based out of that fear, out of haste, out of anxiety, and that is not the will of God. So, Dr. Helu, he is the leading cellular biologist in the world. And there are a few people here in the United States that can do live blood analysis, but I'm going to tell you the difference, okay? And then you decide if this is a right test for you, or not, which I think that every person on the planet should be doing this test. That's just me, because I know what it does and I know how many people it has helped, including myself, including my family. So Dr. Helu, the leading cellular biologist in the world, he has developed a microscope that can magnify your 75 trillion cells 65,000 times. 65,000 times. There's nothing on the planet that can do this but what he has, okay? And with that, not only does he have the magnification to see at the deepest part of the well, the deepest part of the cell, into the nucleus, into the mitochondria, into the metabolic parts of everything of your cell. He can see, so the average live analysis, if you got it other than Dr. Helu, can see around 11 pathogens. Dr. Helu can see over 860. Did you get that? So average, 11. Dr. Helu, over 860. There's no comparison. Now, so this is what you do. You go online to my website, AndreaThompson.org, and we have gone into where we are in partnership with Dr. Helu, where we actually have the kits available for sale. And so we love doing this with them, because you do not have to go get it all the way from Spain and have it come to you, although you can. That is your option. But you now have an opportunity to go on our website and have it sent to you. And we give you everything you need, everything. So this literally comes to your house. You don't have to go to a lab. You don't have to have your blood drawn. It is the simplest prick of the finger. We supply you with a lancet to prick your finger, a gauze pad, which I don't have here because my distribution center is in another location for the kits. And then we provide you with all the first office visit, everything, how to ship it, how to send it, everything. So when you get it and it arrives, you open it up. I actually have a video here on Instagram that you can look at how to take it. It's the simple. I make it so simple for you guys. There are two dividers here. You're going to have two glass slides here and one here. Okay, so you'll get three total, two thicker ones, and then the top one is a very thin one. So on the thin one, I'm going to just show you. I'm just going to kind of demonstrate. It's really thin like this. So you're going to take your lancet. You're going to open it up. Hey, these are a one-time use. Needles, one-time use, okay? Now, this is a gift that we give you. Dr. Helu does not supply these from the clinic for you, but we just thought we'd do it as a gift for you to make it easier. Sometimes they don't work. You would just need to go get one at your local, pharmacy or, CVS, anything like that. They're very inexpensive, but we supply it for you. So you'll just pop the top off of here, like so. You're going to apply this to, I just use the tip of my finger. You wash with soap and water. All the instructions are on the thing. Prick the finger, okay? So we prick the finger. You've got blood coming out. You do one drop. That's it. One drop. Stick it on the top of the slide like that. Then you have the bottom one like this. Super simple. You might need to just, push in your finger, milk it a little bit, get more. And then you're just going to drop 6 little drops of blood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 little drops. Lay it upside up, lay it upside. And you let it dry. Once it's dry, after about 45 minutes to an hour or so, you seal it up, you write your name on it. You will have emailed to you and a form that you fill out that is emailed back to the clinic, the instructions, everything. What are you going to get? What will he find? Okay, so everything is at a cellular level. This is the thing. Dr. Helu is not about naming a disease, because all disease, you put a name to it, you put a label to it, whatever it is, all starts at a cellular level with imbalances and abnormalities. That's how everything starts, okay? It doesn't go any other way. So it doesn't matter what you have or what you don't have. Dr. Helu can see things that have been in your body since you were born, since you were in the womb. He can see things presently going on, and he can see things 10, 15, 20 years, 1 year, 2 years, up down the line. For prevention, people, prevention. Okay, maybe you're somebody who's gone through chemo and radiation and you're still alive. Praise the Lord. But you never got to the root cause, and you don't want any of that coming back. You want to prevent it. You're someone who's never been diagnosed with any disease. You want to remain healthy. You want to get healthier. You want to see. You don't want something happening 20, 30 years down the line. You want to get this test. How young can you do this? The moment you're born, as long as he can get a spot of blood, he can help you. So there's no age barrier. You don't have to go off any. You don't have to fast. You don't have to stop what you're eating. You don't have to stop your supplements. You don't have to stop your medications. Nothing like that. He's going to see everything at a cellular level. You will get your results emailed back to you. Everything that he finds in all your cells and all your organ system. What's going on in your immune system? Are there infections? Do you have deficiencies? Do you have food intolerances? What's happening with your liver, cardiovascular, your arteries? What's happening with your cells? If you have been diagnosed with cancer, what's the permeability of your cells, the cell walls? What is the mitochondria, the energy source of your cells of life? Do you have enough oxygen going into your cells? Is there parasites? What's going on in your gut? What's going on in your everything? Like, there is no limit, people. Do you get it? There is no limit. So when people ask me, can he see this? Has he helped this? He can see things that have no name or origin, that you've never even heard of. He can see it because he can magnify it that well, and he has such a trained eye and a magnificent brain. So, I don't let this, listen, we are so conditioned to that if we go to the doctor, we're to be scared because there's so much fear about what's going on in us. But this test is a test of celebration. This is a test of life. If I didn't have this done, I don't know that I would be here today. If I did not know, did not get to the root cause of why my body was creating cancer in the first place, I would not be here today. And so I continue to take this test and have him monitor my blood so that I can continue to have an environment that's not conducive for cancer to survive, because it is not my time to die. And so this is to be celebrated. This is to be a time to be excited about, to be an ambassador for your health and an advocate, and to not have to guess anymore and not have to go to every different doctor on the planet. I mean, my goodness, we gave a praise report and a testimony of a mom who came to us for help for her 16-year-old daughter who was diagnosed with lupus. And she went to 60 different doctors and all of these tests, and nobody can help her. And she went to my doctor in Spain. And in one day, they found out the root cause of why her body was doing what it was doing. And she said, I am so thankful for you, Andrea, that you shared your story and you shared Dr. Helu, because I am going to have my daughter back, and she's not going to die, and she's going to live, and she's going to be healthy. And it's just, wow. I mean, it's amazing. And we hear this all the time. And some people, when they get their reports back, Dr. Helu does recommend you going to the clinic. Does that mean you have to? No, because it's a choice. You get to choose what you want to do. And not everybody has to go. You will get a home protocol, treatment plans, from lifestyle to nutrition to supplements to what you need to get your body back in balance, to correct the imbalances and abnormalities of what's going on inside of you, so that one, you reverse whatever is going on in your body, cancer, autoimmune, neurological, or you prevent it from happening. And so to me, I just think it's one of the greatest gifts that God has given us through Dr. Helu to be able to do this. and it's been phenomenal. Women, if you are pregnant and you want to know if there's anything that you're missing in your body, any nutrition, vitamin deficiencies that you need, your baby needs, man, get the test done. Afterwards, when your baby is, you can do it right away with the baby, or you can wait until they begin to eat real food, which we're waiting for my grandson. We're going to get his test done when he starts. He's 3 months now, and when he starts to eat real food, we're going to get him tested. Why wouldn't we be preventative for him now instead of waiting until you're like me, 40 when I was 42 and being diagnosed with cancer? So, and I wanted to answer some questions. So people, so did you guys get that about the test? AndreaThompson.org. I believe we have like 40 tests in the store right now. So, oh yeah, let me tell you price, because I'm not ashamed to tell you the price. So if you were to go to one of the other doctors here that do about 11 pathogens, you aren't going to get results like you are with Dr. Helu. You won't get the treatment protocol plan like you get. It can average anywhere from $5,000 up to $20,000 to get that done. I know. Woo! That's a lot of money, people. Dr. Helu, $430, and you're going to get everything. You're going to get the test kit. You're going to get the analysis by Dr. Helu. You are going to get the results, the protocols, the treatment plan, everything you need. The only other charge that we tell you about is the shipment back to Spain, which it's averaging right now about $70. It can go anywhere from 60 to 100, but we haven't seen it that high now actually for quite a while, and it's been in the 60 to 70 range. And you send it back. We give you all the instructions, how to send it, where to go to send it, the address, everything you need. And our team is phenomenal, so we can answer all of your questions and help you any way we can. So if you can do it, or if you can't now, I suggest saving up and to do this, because this will help. This has the opportunity to save your life, and not only that, to give you the optimal life that you actually want, and to know what you want. What if you're somebody that needs energy? What if you need B vitamins? What if you're somebody though that doesn't methylate well? Do you even know what that means? I'm not saying nobody does. I'm just saying this is what we help you with. We want to be able to make sure that you're taking the right things. What if you're taking supplements that you don't even need to be taking? What if you're spending all this? What if you're spending $430 a month on supplements you don't even need to be? What if you're spending $430 a month on weight loss programs seriously, how many hundreds of dollars have you spent over the years in supplements and you're not getting anywhere? So stop and save and get the test and find out exactly what you need. Because just as we can over medicate, we can over supplement. And we are not about that. We want your body to have what it needs. And it may need some help right now as it's getting back into balance and correcting itself. But our goal is to move the interference, whether that's physical, emotional, spiritual, mentally, whatever, and allow the body to do what it was designed to do, which was to heal. We are too far out of ourselves. We need to come back in and start working on this. But sometimes we can be so much into ourselves, putting too much stuff in, that we actually need it to be removed so the body can do what it was designed to do. Because ultimately, you are designed to function on its own. And we do live in a world that's inundated with so many things. The soil's not the same. The food's not the same. So we're always going to need something. But we don't need to necessarily be on 40 different supplements. Okay? And so what I've learned in this, and I'm going to get to the questions and answers. And if you guys have questions for me, you can ask. But if I'm going to turn here to read some things to you, because I am truly, I research, I study, I give you facts, I give you real information. This isn't just my opinion. This has been, but I'm also living, nobody can argue with the fact that I am living proof that God's original design of health works. And the only side effects that you have from it is you heal. The body heals. You get healthier. You'll lose weight. Your moods will change. You'll be happier. You'll have more energy. You're going to sleep better. You're going to metabolize food better. You're going to be able to process and digest and assimilate. The gas and the bloating is going to begin to go away. All of these things happen when we bring our body back into balance. So, okay, wait. A lot of glitches. I'm so sorry. I don't know why that is. Okay, so the price of the blood test, and it's on my website at AndreaThompson.org. If there are glitches, I'm sorry. $430. Average live blood analysis here in the U.S. is 5,000 to 20,000 with 11 pathogens, hardly any information. Dr. Helu is going to see over 860. It's phenomenal. Yeah. So you guys go ahead and you can add in what it is, and then it's phenomenal. Okay. So I wanted to read this because I want to answer some of your questions and alternative treatments for cancer. For the most part, our community is very happy, very healthy, very joyful, very grateful that we share all of this information. And then we get those that just want to stir up trouble. But I feel like this. I feel either way, even those that want to stir up trouble, it means that we're still spreading the word. So, whatever. But again, I just believe that it's everybody's choice and everybody should have a right to choose what they want to do. I just feel that everybody should have a right to know that there are more options than only chemo and radiation and with cancer. And I really believe that this is one of my biggest missions here on this planet is to bring that information to people and to help them make the best choices they can, and to be able then to go prayerfully and to ask for wisdom and revelation on what they're to do. Because there's a lot of voices out there, guys. There's a lot of voices out there. And sometimes your voice too, with people that you love that have cancer, can be overwhelming. And so as much as we help and advocate and coach the person that's actually going through something chronic or like cancer, autoimmune, or whatever, we also help to coach the family as well, because there's a role in all of this. So I wanted to share a couple things about alternative treatments and why they are amazing. And if you're a beginner or if you're an advanced researcher, you can get there's a lot of great information on greenmedinfo.com, or is it .org? I love it. They have a gazillion articles, research studies. It's phenomenal. Now, what you need to remember though is cancer is multifaceted. And it requires a multifaceted approach. So as much as nutrition plays a huge part in healing, you have to cover the other things as well, because it's not just one thing that creates the cancer, and it's not just one thing that's going to heal the body and get rid of it. It's so important that you understand that. So for those of you that focus only on the immune system, which that is hugely important, you need to focus on the whole body. That's the difference with holistic healing, the whole body working together. And that is one of the things with Dr. Helu's protocols, which are in this book, How I Beat Cancer. When I went to Spain, and I'll be going again in October, I'm so excited because I'm going to be doing a lot of lives there. And we're actually going to be, Dr. Helu and I are going to be doing a filming together out there that you guys will have. I go through all my protocols besides those 5 keys, my protocols and everything that I did for alternative treatment is in the book, and I explain it and why it's so important and why it works and how it works. And so it's phenomenal. There's no poison, there's no side effects, like I said, except for healing. One of the many things that I love about Dr. Helu is that he never will prescribe anything to a patient that has a harmful side effect. And 2, he never wants to bring pain upon anybody because he knows what people are going through. So all of his treatments and protocols have no side effects. There's no pain. It's just amazing. How did I find him? I found him through my chiropractor in Kansas City, who they had So through my chiropractor, Max Living Doctor in Kansas City, God brought me the most amazing people into my life. An amazing health coach, amazing naturopathic doctor, chiropractor, and of course Dr. Helu. And then my family and those that really stood behind me and allowed me to do what I needed to do for me. And that's the other key is when a person is going through something like this, they need to be able to have people that will stand beside them, that will allow them to make the decisions that they need to make and do what's best for them. I know you love them. I know you care for them. I know that you want the very best for them. But ultimately, it truly is their choice and their decision. And the best thing that you can do is educate in the most loving way. And well, let me put it this way. You said, how did I find him, and is it super expensive? Did you know that the number one reason, so the people go, you hear about bankruptcy all the time. 75% of all bankruptcies happen because of illness and disease, because of the money that they have to pay out for that. So that to me is very expensive. Each chemotherapy drug on average per drug costs $50,000. A lot of the times it's not one chemotherapy drug that they give you, but it's multiple. We call it a chemo cocktail. They call it a chemo cocktail. And they're each $50,000. And then when those run out, they keep trying and trying and trying until they can't try anymore. On average, Dr. Helu is 9,000 euros a week. His average program is 2 weeks long. It's on average about 20 grand. So people say to me, is that a lot? Yeah, it is a lot. But in the end, people would ask me, and I'd say it again, I will do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. If that means I had to sell my car, if I needed to get a second on my house, if I needed, and people do this all the time, if I needed to take out a loan, if I needed to do a GoFundMe, whatever it is, or maybe you have it. If you needed to, just kind of swallow the pride and ask people for help. Everybody does it differently. It just depends on you. But I'm just telling you that for me, when I think about all the years and all the times that I was sick and went into doctors and paid and had to have time off and my kids off school and, couldn't work and all of this. And I'm not saying this lightly. I'm just saying, but when a lot of times I'm like, let me see your checkbook and I can help you refigure this because where you're spending your money is actually it's not bringing life to your body. And so maybe that money could be better well spent. Maybe we start with the test. Maybe you can't get to Spain right now, but you can surely start on the home protocol. So there's so many things that we can do, but this is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about getting this here to the United States and allowing and getting health care, not sick care, to be able to pay for this and be preventative. But until then, these are our options. I didn't make it. I don't like it. I know God doesn't like it. I am not okay with people dying because they can't afford to get the care that they need, but yet they continue to go into bankruptcy and continue to take harmful, poisonous drugs and put it in their body and be pincushions and guinea pigs until they die. That's the reality. And so we're really trying to change that. Now, I don't cast any judgment on anybody that chooses that route. I truly, truly don't. I'm just saying that I know that there's a better way and we need to bring that here because people just don't know. All right, so alternative for cancer. I'm going to read a couple things to you and I just want you to hear this and then we're going to be ending here really soon. So at the moment, the conventional treatments, you have three main treatments: chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. All right? All three of those can and do have major side effects, harmful side effects to them. I will tell you that, yes, I did have the tumor removed surgically. I had cervical cancer. If God told me not to do that, I wouldn't have done that. But here's the thing, even though I had that tumor removed, that doesn't mean that the cancer was gone. Cancer is systemic. And just because you remove a body part, a tumor, does not mean that you have gotten rid of all of the cancer cells in the body. And nor does that mean that you just all of a sudden created an environment for cancer not to live. What you did is you took out the tumor or you took out the body part, but you still need to get to the cause. You still need to get to the root causes, and you still need to create an environment that is not conducive for cancer or any other disease to live. Your genes, there's 4 main things that Dr. Helu talks to me about all the time. 4 pillars, 4 main things, 4 legs of a table that have to happen in order for cancer to happen. And that has to do with diet, contamination, genetics, and stress. All right. Now, when I say those 4 things, people go, oh my gosh, but it's this. Well, yeah, these are like the main umbrellas, and then under all of those things are all these other things. Okay. But these are the 4 main headings, topics of things. And listen, here's the deal with genes. 98% of all disease is lifestyle. That means you and I have the power that God has given us for our bodies to heal, that we can create an environment. Our genes are expressed through the environment that they live in. What environment have you created in your body for your genes to express themselves? Are they turning on? Are they turning off? Are they for you? Are they against you? What are you creating for them to live and how they respond inside of you? And so that's what we help people to change. So those are the 3 things. I want to read this. The chemicals used in chemotherapy are themselves toxic and carcinogenic, okay? And they may destroy they destroy the immune system, which is why patients, a lot of people with cancer, I will tell you right now that the majority of people that die do not die from the cancer. They die from the side effects of what those drugs have done. There are very few cancers that actually are the thing that actually kills the person. And those are usually because those tumors are in a position where they're cutting off the life force to the person. So that's sometimes where the radiation comes in and can actually shrink those tumors. But here's the thing with that, and I want you to hear that. So they'll succumb to the drugs before they succumb to any of the cancer. And that was said by Alan Levine. He's a medical doctor of the University of California Medical School. And he points out this, and I want you to hear this because breast cancer is on the rise, and all of you need to hear this, okay? And I'd like to do a whole thing on breast cancer. That points out to women with breast cancer are likely to die, this is not me, this is this medical doctor who's done this research, are likely to die faster with chemotherapy than without it. And John Carnes, MD of the Harvard University School of Public Health, notes of the approximately 500,000 people who die each year of cancer, only about 2 to 3% of them actually gain any benefit from chemotherapy. 2 to 3% will actually gain any benefit. Doesn't say they're going to live and be fine. Just says to gain any benefit from chemotherapy, any prolonging of life, not necessarily quality of life, but life. That could be a week, a month, 2 months, 3 months, who knows? Okay? Surgery to remove cancerous tumors, that, you need, like I said, you need to be very careful with that because you still need to get to the root cause. You still need to get a environment that's not conducive for that. Listen, even me doing alternative approach to cancer, I need to maintain an environment that's not conducive. So just because I did alternative therapies as opposed to chemo or radiation, if I don't steward my body well, if I don't keep it healthy, I could recreate an environment that again would be conducive for cancer to live. And so we have to know that just because we went an alternative route doesn't mean that we have this free pass and that we don't no longer have to take care of ourselves. No, we all have to take care of ourselves. All right, I've got a minute and 51 seconds to go here. And so I wanted to touch more on that, and we can do that. But I wanted to go through this recommendations. I want you to hear this, and we're going to talk more about this. I'm going to do a blog post on this. Choose the right doctor. A lot of you are like, what do I do? How do I find the right person? What do I do? So these are what I recommend for people. Choose the right doctor. Make sure that your doctor is someone that you can trust, that you can communicate with, and think about the following things as you evaluate. You are the one that's interviewing the doctor. You pick your doctor. You are your advocate. You can say yes. You can say no. Get bold courage to say no if you don't want to do anything. All right. Does your doctor know alternative medicine and cancer treatment? Are they open to that? Do they realize that your attitude and that your outlook are just as important as the treatments that they are recommending? And it goes on and on. Gather as much information as you can, like you are on this. Please share this live. Share. Contact your conventional physician and inform him of your decisions and what you want to do, what you don't want. You are in charge. Do you get that? You are in charge of you. It's so great. That's so freeing. That's freedom, man. And no one should assume that these therapies offer definite treatments for cancer. So you need to get educated, and we can help you with that. Again, share this. Thank you so much. I'll do this again. I'll answer more questions. We'll talk about more things. I'm going to talk about all kinds of stuff. So Andrea.Thompson here, share this, AndreaThompson.org. Go check out Dr. Helu's test. We have about 40 of them left. You can go get those now. You can email us, info@AndreaThompson.org. I love you guys. Thank you. Stay healthy, get healthy. Bless you.